Jason Roth, Co-Alliance Agronomist with a crop consideration. Hey, I've been in fields twice this week with growers, and they've asked me to give them clarification on the stage of their soybean crop. So let's take a look at an example for just a second. All right, so here we have a soybean plant, and what we want to do is we want to think about what we see and we want to think about where we see it. So first of all, we have to think about the nodes. So let's review staging. R1 and R2 are the flowering stages. Now R1 is going to be a flower anywhere on the main stem, okay? Anywhere on the main stem, a flower is R1. R2 is when we're going to have a flower at the top two nodes. So in that case, that's going to be the first trifoliate here coming out. We've got a node, so we need to see a flower at the top two nodes in order for that to be R2. R3 and R4 are our pod stages. That's where we start to see pods of certain sizes at the top four nodes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then R5 and 6 is where we have seeds in the pods at certain sizes, again, at the top four nodes. So what do we see in this plant? We look at the top two nodes. We certainly see a flower here. We look at the top four nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're looking for a pod. Do we see pods? Yes, we got pods that are forming right there. Now this is going to be an R3 plant because it's a pod that is 3/16 of an inch. You have to have a pod 3/16 of an inch at the top four nodes to be in the R3 stage. Once you get to R4, it's going to be a pod that is 3/4 of an inch in length, 3/4 of an inch. R5 is when we're going to have seed starting in those top four nodes. We're going to have to have a seed in a pod that is 1/8 of an inch in size. You'd see that by basically pulling out the pod, holding it up to the light and looking to see how big that seed is in that pod. So, and then R6 is when the seed is full. We have full seeds in those pods. So those are some of the stages. Also keep in mind that soybeans can bounce around in stages. Right now, we would say that this plant is R3 because we have a pod 3/16 of an inch in size. But if I get another node that quickly develops here, this trifoliate pops, and now I have a node that's here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've bumped my fourth node up, and I may not have a pod quite that big at that node. And so understand that your sizing, your staging in beans can sometimes bounce around forward and backwards. You can actually kind of go backwards for a little bit in soybeans. That's just naturally kind of what happens. So hopefully that's helpful. A little stage review physiologically of soybean plants. Take care.